So Todd, we have a question here for you. It's a big thing in the industry here. What's better, auger drive or drag chain when it comes to sanders and salt spreaders?
Well, in Alaska, it's just about solely drag chain. They use what they call a chip or an F chip, and augers just don't move that. If you're moving just salt or a salt sand mix, they work fine for that, but the majority of my customers F chip, so they want a chain, drag chain, not an auger drive.
Personally, I like an auger drive versus a chain. The chain is always dumping material off the bottom side, and you cannot keep the material clean underneath the bed of the truck. If you mount the V-box directly to the bed of the truck, which isn't recommended, you get a buildup between the bed and the chain, and it will freeze. If you mount it on 2x4s or 4x4s, whichever way you mount it, you still have to be able to try and clean it out to keep it from building up. You don't always find a pressure washer when it's 20 below zero.
I don't have a strong opinion one way or another, but on the auger, one thing that's been a selling feature for it is the fact that it doesn't leave the spreader, where on a drag chain you come around the front of the spreader and end up making a pile of salt in front of the spreader. A lot of guys don't like that in their beds or their new trucks and stuff, so the auger never leaves.
I prefer the auger better. It's a lot less maintenance. There's a lot less moving parts that you got to worry about.
Do you ever have any issues with jamming problems with auger drive spreaders?
We do sometimes, but it's because customers are using the wet, so they got too wet of salt and it bulks up.
The auger drive just seems to be a preference, and I prefer that. Less moving parts, seems to be easier to do the maintenance on it. That seems to be a popular model over the auger chain, or the auger versus the chain.
You know what? When it comes down to it, I think I like the auger better, and honestly, I think it's because it's the cleaner spreader. With the conveyor chain spreaders, they're going to have all that mess in the bed at the end of the night. With an auger style, you don't have all the residual buildup in the front of the hopper, and it's just an easier cleanup whenever you're taking that truck to the car wash at the end of the night. So I think that's why I like the auger better. They're not going to jam as much as the conveyor chain. They do have that annoying vibrator, but other than that, I still think that the auger is going to be my choice.
I like the auger in our area because we do mostly salt, very, very little sand. It keeps the truck cleaner. It's a little neater operation. I think it gives a little more even flow onto the spinner to give you a little more even spread of the salt on your parking lots. But we need to add the sand in there. Then the apron chain spreaders are much better. They just take more maintenance to clean up, and the chain takes a little more maintenance to take care of. But in the long run, you can do anything you want to with an apron chain salter.